So it's amazing. SLERF at 42 cents. Amazing, amazing. I mean, I don't know if people were following me when I've been talking about SLERF a lot. Yeah. And oh God, I'm going to find it difficult to find stuff on my profile. But when SLERF put in the higher high, I actually talked about the structure and everything. Let me show you. And actually it was Ali Hash who was asking me about should I take profit or not. And I asked him, what's your time horizon? Are you bullish? Are you looking for lot higher, etc., etc.? And basically this was the pump, wasn't it? SLERF update, looking for the next wave. See that? Let me go back to it. Let me see what I wrote. Looking for the next wave. That was a month ago. It was a 6-minute update. That was our SOS. We'd come into 25 cents. And you see, I was trying to figure out the pullback. I expected that to be the end of the wave. I worked it out. This is probably the end. And not in this video, actually in another video, I actually worked it out kind of correct. This actually pushed much lower. So in this video, there's another video, but actually I didn't edit it. I should have edited it. And I was explaining in this video that that's your SOS. That's your kind of your higher daily high. And what you would do, this was it here. In this circumstance, when you put in a higher daily high, the next logical step is the higher low. Yeah. And you have a clear invalidation, which is the initial impulse. So what actually happened was this did an ABC correction here. And it came all the way back to below the golden pocket, I think. Just below the golden pocket, below the 786, almost to the 80. A really deep correction. And then after we reclaimed the golden pocket, after we got back into this range, I was explaining to people that actually this is quite bullish. It's quite bullish for SLERF to kind of reclaim some previous levels here. I can show you. Kind of getting back into this value area was really bullish. Getting back in. And once it was back in, had one kind of found a little bit of resistance on the point of control. That's normal. Support of the value area low again, and then we had the impulse. And the impulse changes everything in the sense that you've now put in a higher high. See that? That's your higher high. That's your higher low. This is your higher high. So the structure is bullish, and that's really all that's happening right now of stuff that we're putting in higher highs and higher lows. A lot of people were faded on SLERF, didn't they? I saw a lot of kind of posts on X. SLERF is dead. SLERF is a scam. SLERF is going to zero. Highly unlikely in the context of how it launched and the fact that all the tokens were allocated and there was no team tokens. Highly unlikely for that scenario to play out. And all that needed to happen was a change, a higher high, really. If you look at, in hindsight, it's easy, right? But at the time it was tricky. So you're looking for those signals, take out the high and then buy the dip. That's really was the trade. As long as you don't get invalidated, I think a lot of people would have made a lot of money. And so that's why I was buying SLERF. I'd already bought SLERF on spot. That's why I was leveraging SLERF on the higher low here. And technically, we had a really nice break. This is your back test. And then you've taken out the high. All right. So in terms of targets, well, it's a tricky one, isn't it? Because look what's happened to the price action. We've cleared all of the value area, haven't we? So naturally, I would say this was a good place to take profit. And I did take profit. I deleveraged at key levels. Yeah. Just to protect myself and just to lock in profit. But look how bullish this has become. We've cleared these levels like they don't even exist. Right through that high volume node in the 382. right through the 236, and right now we're pushing through or trying to get through the 50% mark and the value area high. What I actually honestly I think what needs to happen is we do need to flip this area into support. This value area, I think this area needs to be flipped into support. Yeah, so whatever happens here, I would like to see support. Okay, and what I don't want to see is for the price to kind of fall back into the value area. If it falls back into the value area, then it's more likely than not we're going to have a bit of a deeper correction, another zigzag type correction possibly coming down. And then if we hold the value area high as support, then it's possible then we can kind of have a flatter correction here, right? So we have to see what happens with this. Is it over? Is the impulse over? Yeah, it's possibly over. I don't want it to be over, but it's possibly over. Let me have a look. I don't want it to be over. Maybe there's one more wave. There could be one more wave here. 1, 2, 3. Really crazy 5 waver. Maybe we're going to go to the golden pocket. We're up against strong resistance right now. So that's what concerns me. Look, we've got this weekly and daily level. Look, we found resistance here. We've had a really clean reaction off this level here. See that? And this is where the 50% mark is. We're kind of finding a little bit of resistance here. Okay, that red candle, that's a really high, that's a high volume red candle. It's a take profit candle, but the price is still here. So that's actually, relatively speaking, is quite bullish. Take profit and the price still be here. But what we do need is we need consolidation here. We can't go down. Let me just have a look at these waves again. Let me see, ABC 1. Burst impulse. I am actually wondering if that wasn't an impulsive move. If it began here. If that was the one. That might make more sense. One, two, because this is a really impulsive move. This 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. ABC. Yeah, this looks like it's over. Huh? So I think I'm looking for a full correction now, and then maybe one more impulse, taking us to the top of that golden pocket, and then we'll be looking for a corrective move. And the great thing about this is that this whole thing is a 1, right? So there's your 1, there's your 2. We're in the 3 now, wherever it ends. No one really knows. Then we'll have a 4 and a 5. Then this whole arm, wherever it ends, will be your 1. Yeah. Then we'll be looking for a slightly higher time frame 2 correction. And then guess what? We're looking for a mega 3, like literally a mega 3, and a 4 and a 5, a higher time frame mega 3 for 5, something like that. Whatever, wherever this one ends. So right now we're in the 1 still. We've had our first wave, we've had our second wave, we're in the third wave, but this whole 5 waves, this is our 1. So as long as you don't invalidate this this move, I find that highly unlikely that we're going to come all the way back down to where this began, which is just under 13 cents. And then you'll have, when you finish this one, that will be with the culmination of this 3, 4, 5. So we're in, if you think about where we are, potentially we're still in the 3 of the 3. Then you've got a 4 of the 3, a 5 of the 3. Then you've got the wave 4. Then you've got the wave 5. And this is all of the wave 1. So this whole thing is a wave 1. This whole thing is a wave 1. Wherever it ends. And then we've got a correction, which will be an ABC of sorts. It could be deep, it could be flat. No one really knows. Probably deep. I think the thing about SLERF is it always does deep corrections. I rarely see SLERF do flat corrections. So probably coming back again to back test wherever we go. Probably coming back to test this value area, like a proper test. And then I think the next wave will be a gigantic wave. It will be into price discovery, and we could be going to billions of market cap. That's kind of what I'm expecting at the moment. So I'm kind of really patient. I'm really patient because I kind of see this as the beginning. I don't really see this as the end. But right now you can see that we're kind of finding a little bit of resistance here, right? So potentially this wave 3 is over, potentially. And then when I'm counting it, it looks like it could be. If this was actually the one, that was just corrective wave still. If that was the one, this was the 2 to here. And then coming up to here, you got a 1, ABC, a 3, ABC, and then you got your 5. And that kind of completes your 3. And in this 3, you can kind of see there were 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can kind of see that. So potentially we've completed the 3 now. And what we have to look for now is a 4 correction. How is this going to correct? Is it going to be deep? Is it going to be flat? And then probably my target will be the golden pocket at that higher weekly, monthly level, probably, if we can get there. But this whole thing is bullish. And as long as we don't go back to bearish, then I'm going to just remain bullish. In this context, I'm looking at the daily time frame. So realistically speaking, I don't want a change of market structure taking out these lows. Yeah, so I don't really want a daily time frame market structure change like this. I think that would be pretty ugly, wouldn't it? It'd be quite ugly. That would be like a lower low on the daily time frame, lower high, and then taking out the low again. Then we're back into bearish. If that was to happen, then actually there's a lot more work to be done on this token than you think. Like it's not as bullish as you think. If we would, now that we've changed, now that we've put in a higher high, we've actually just confirmed bullish here. So for us to confirm bullish here and then go back and then go bearish like that, now we're probably in that situation, we're probably heading right back to the lows. It invalidates all of these impulsive moves, and it wouldn't look great. Okay, so I'm not expecting that, but I mean, if it happens, I have to just I'll have to deal with it. At the very least, now would be a good place for people. If people are looking to cover their positions, now is kind of a good place to do it. But you'd have to have a really tight invalidation somewhere above these highs in case it wants to do that. Yeah, and that's always possible. All right, so that's kind of SLERF. Any questions on SLERF? It's looking really bullish, and I wouldn't sell my tokens after I saw this, even though we're coming into resistance. Look at the volume on that weekly candle. Look at that mega green weekly candle. I'll actually be, in my mind, I'm thinking buy the pullbacks. Wait for the correction and then start buying again. That's what I'm thinking. All right. And the fact that we've cleared the value area, I mean, you can't get more bullish than that, can you? No, you just cleared it. What does that mean, actually? Like, people are wondering, what does that mean? What does it mean that you've cleared the value area? Well, look, the point of control is down here. We've cleared the value area. That means mostly everyone is in profit. That's what it means, mostly. Yeah. Even though, I mean, obviously there were people who were trapped up here, but they sold. Yeah. That's what this means. You see all the volume here? Look at the volume. This is the volume. This is where most of the volume came in, yeah? And I'm not discounting people who bought at 80 cents or 70 cents or even 90 cents. But the reality is that most of those people sold down here. That's why there's volume down here, yeah? And the price is now above all of this volume. That means anyone who's sitting on SLERF right now is sitting in profit. Almost everyone. So the value area that I use is based on 68%. So it calculates 68% of the volume, and this is where it is. So the majority of people who have a SLERF position are in profit right now. Does that make sense? And generally speaking, when you're sitting comfortably in profit, there's no pressure to sell. You know, you might take a little bit of profit. You know, you want to buy like I said, you want to buy a gift for yourself. Right now is a good place to pay yourself a salary. Yeah. So if you're sitting on a good position on SLERF, well done. Okay. Now is a good time for you to go and sell a little bit and pay yourself, go and buy yourself a treat. Yeah. Because your trade has worked. We've had a really nice pump. We're coming into resistance. We're above the value area. And just, you know, you can skim some profit now. That'll be a really good place to skim profit right now. That doesn't mean it's not going up further. That's why you don't lose your position by taking a little bit of profit. Does that make sense? It's a good place. And then if it goes up, you're still in. And if it goes down, well, you've taken a little bit of profit so you can feel good about yourself, you know? Like you took profit at a really good time and place. Does that make sense? Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are in profit. They're not feeling pressure to sell. That's the point. Usually, what happens is that the price starts dropping, people start getting, oh my god, the price is coming down. I better sell now, and you start getting pressure on people because now they're starting, like especially people who are coming in late. Yeah, if there are people, I saw on the SLERF Telegram that there was, no, actually, it wasn't SLERF Telegram. It was interesting. It was on. SLERF Soul posted it on his page. I saw it yesterday. Look at this. This is quite interesting. Look at this. 9 hours ago, today actually. This guy withdrew 1 million USDC from Coinbase 50 minutes ago, so 11 hours ago, then spent $1 million US to buy $2.52 million worth of SLERF at 41 cents in a single transaction. There's no messing, huh? No messing. So this guy bought 2.5. Dude, if this guy would have asked me, I would have told him exactly where to buy this, and I would have saved him a lot of money. So look, 4 point. So he's only up. What a nutcase. He literally bought into resistance. But I mean, I don't mind because he's paying. He bought here. I don't mind that he bought that much SLERF because he's paying. So basically, $1 million worth of profits were taken, and that's what causes flat corrections when you get people aggressively buy the highs and keep on aggressively buying highs. We can get a few more like him, then we can actually have a really nice flat correction here. Yeah. But if you got $1 million and you want to spend it, Just ask me and I'll tell you where to buy. Not up there. That's funny. And if you are going to spend $1 million, then it's definitely better to use a time weighted average price technique. Yeah, dollar cost averaging. Don't just buy it all at once at the highs into resistance after we're looking at 5 waves complete, basically, these of this wave 3. Hey, if it pulls back, the problem with people like that is if it starts pulling back now, he'll probably sell, and that's going to cause downward pressure, isn't it? So we have it's possible if he gets trapped in his position and he feels like he made a mistake, he might sell. Or maybe he's a multi-millionaire and he's got more money and he just wants to keep on buying millions and millions of SLERF. Maybe he FOMO'd in at the highs, but maybe he will be looking to put in another million here and another million here, wherever, and then he's looking to ride it to the moon. You know, that's also possible too. So if you're extremely wealthy, then you could do that. You know, why not?